You can do it.
You can do it. Okay. Quiet on the set.
Wait.
What is up, my guys, my gals, and my non-binary pals? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Olivia, and this is a reading vlog. Okay, so this is gonna be my first reading vlog for the full moon readathon that's ran by Jan. I'm in a car, so excuse the bumpy. I am gonna do one vlog for each moon phase because I feel like shorter, quicker ones is better practice for me editing than a gigantic long one because I want to die by the time I'm done editing it. So the first moon phase that I'm gonna work on is The Mummy. So my crescent moon is a paperback book. For that, I'm gonna do Blood on the Tracks Volume 1 by Shuzo Oshishimi, I think is the author's name, but I could be completely wrong. I have never read a manga before, but I watched Katie Coulson's Day 7 of Summerween vlog, and I was just like, I need to experience that. So hopefully I like it, because to be able to experience that, I have to get to the 15th and 16th volume, but figured now is the time to try. And then for my half moon, a book you have had for a long time, I am gonna read Artemis by Andy Weir because it was my Works book club pick for last month, and our discussion is in like a week maybe, and I've had it since it came out on Book of the Month, since 2017, which is a really, really long time. Basically, I heard that everyone didn't like it, so I never picked it up. So now it's time. The readathon runs from August 1st through the 13th because it's a spooky readathon, so obviously we're going for 13 days. But today is currently July 28th, and we're introing this now because we are currently on our way to go see Magnolia Park, which is just like the most Jan-coded thing that we could be doing. So I figured we would start here. I am maybe gonna try to take some videos on my phone while we're in there, but I don't know, you're probably just gonna be able to hear everyone screaming the lyrics and not actually hear anything. That I might always forget to film any concert ever. But maybe Elise will, and I'll steal something from her if she does it horizontally.
Only if it's horizontal.
Only if it's horizontal, yeah.
Horizontal or nothing.
Yeah, well it's got to be fit for the YouTubes. So we're gonna go do that. We're gonna have a fun, spooky time, and I will see you on the 1st to start reading, and maybe in the meantime, here's some B-roll.
Could have stayed right from my heart. Then the pain is way too short. I'm bleeding out in front of everyone. It's you and me in a horror movie scene. Living happily out in the dark where monsters come to live. They're out, a motherfucking Christmas tree. You put a stain under my heart, and the pain is way too short. I'm bleeding out in front of everyone. In my
Okay, happy August 1st. Happy first day of the full moon readathon. I just read the first chapter of Artemis. It took me far too long, so I do think I'm gonna download the audiobook. Also, just long chapters, like 22 pages. That being said, I was getting a little spacey. I was looking around, I was rereading some paragraphs, so I'm gonna get the audiobook. I was trying to refrain because an Audible original, and like I feel like I get competing with other companies, but like not even the library. Do better, Uncle Jeff, okay? Do better. My goal for today, I want to get 75 or like 100 pages into this, and then I want to read some of Blood on the Tracks. I did the math. If I want to read all 8 books that I want to read for this readathon, I have to average 171 pages a day. I have 2 books actually where I'm going to do a try a chapter because I don't know which one I want to read yet. So I have to average between 169 and 171 for pages, which I just really don't feel is possible. But I think this will help me because I feel like I can fly through this. It is my first manga, so it might take a little while just to like adjust to reading the pages the opposite way and holding the book the right way. I think that'll help, and I can get ahead today because today is going to be day 1 of 6 days in a row at work. But then since my boss realized I was on 6 days in a row, I'll have 3 days off in a row after that, so that'll be good. What is this book about? I have no idea. I haven't really heard much about this since 2017 when it came out, and no one really liked it, so I can't even like remember some of the like bare synopses that I heard. From the first chapter, we're following our main character. Her name is Jasmine, or Jazz. She has lived on Artemis, the colony on the moon, since she was 6 years old. She moved from Saudi Arabia to the moon with her father, and she lives in the poorer colony of the moon because you gotta create a whole new world, and you said, what if we keep some of the really shitty aspects of the one we already have, which is just insane. So there's these like 5 bunkers that are on the moon, and they're all different parts of the living complex of the moon. They all have hotels for tourists to come and stay on the moon for 2 weeks. And there's like in her crappy one, which I think is Conrad, there's like a crappy hotel. But then in Aldrin, they're all named after spacemen. Aldrin was truly a resort. It has hotels, casinos, whorehouses, theaters, and even an honest to God park with real grass. So she is a poorer gal. She just like failed an exam to be able to take people out, like tourists out onto the moon to see stuff, which I think would be more paying money than she's like delivering packages now. But she's also smuggling for some people. So I really have no idea what the plot of this is gonna be. There was one line where she said there's never been a pressure loss in Artemis's history, so obviously I think at some point the city is going to see a pressure loss, but I don't think that that's going to be the main component of the book. I think we're going to kind of follow Jazz in whatever this little criminal activity is that she has going on and the smuggling, and I really don't know what like the bigger plot of this is going to be, but I'm intrigued to find out. I can't remember why no one really liked this one, but characters are usually funny, so I'm going to hope for that and hope I really enjoy it. And I will update you once I am a little further into this, and maybe once I've started this, because we're already at a 5-minute update, which is just insane. What else do I have to update you guys on? Oh, the concert was so fun. I think we have seen Magnolia Park at like a Sad Summer Fest before, but never just like headlining, which it was the summer school tour, so there were like there's 6 bands total and 4 like shared headliners, and they swap around what order they're in every day. Luckily for us, Magnolia Park played first. It was our one friend who came to see it with us, who she's just like a mind reader, because 12 days before this concert, I said to Elise, I want to see Magnolia Park in concert. And not 2 hours later, Alyssa texted me, was like, I got an extra ticket to Magnolia Park in a week. Do you want to come? I was like, mind reader? Yeah, I do. But it was really, really fun. They had to stop the show twice. One for a girl who got injured and one for this little 8-year-old boy who was in the pit, living his best life. And I don't even think he was hurt at this point. We had seen him a couple times before. I think all of the adults just got worried. It was right when they started on Holy Heart and I was like, no. But then this girl in front of us, because Alyssa and I went into the pit, we always do, God bless her heart. I was like, what's going on? And Alyssa like explained like the kid, and the girl goes, oh my God, that's my brother, and like ran off. But he was fine. And then we kept seeing her throughout the night without the brother. We were like, where is your brother? But it was a really, really fun show. And then last night, I took some B-roll of this too. We went and saw Twisters, the new one. And I was worried because there's like a lot of remakes these days. And they're just like kitschy, like fan-leaning remakes, and it wasn't that. It was really good. I think I'd give it like a 4 out of 5. Like, we're still chasing Twisters, so obviously that plot is the same, but there was such a different plot. You get like a nod to Dorothy in the beginning, and then at one point in like the middle, Glenn Powell's like, I gotta go see about a dog. But those were like really the only two that like leaned heavy into the prior movie, and the soundtrack was a bit banger. Also, there was a rodeo, okay, and I just read my cowboy romances. So, and we just went to a rodeo in New York. The rodeo and Twisters, much cooler. Okay, we had like a D grade rodeo where we went, but okay. Enough yapping, enough chit-chatting. I'm gonna go read, and I'm gonna get to at least 170 pages, and I will talk to you before I go into work tonight. I am the 5 to 11, so I should be home around midnight, so maybe I'll read a little before I go to bed too, but we'll see. It's 11:20. I think it took me like 40 minutes to read the first 22 pages of this. Oh, I did forget. At the end of the chapter, we have like these pen pal letters from Jazz to this boy named Kelvin when they're both 9. So Jazz is already living on the moon. Kelvin lives in Kenya, who this moon space station is owned or run by Kenyans, or like the Kenyan Space Science Center something. It just says KSC. I'm assuming that's what it stands for. But I'm assuming he's gonna come more into play, but I don't know how, but I'm assuming that maybe every chapter, yeah, is gonna end with just like 4 little correspondents, and we're gonna follow them through the years. Maybe they're trying to run a criminal enterprise. I don't know. I refuse to read the synopsis, but we'll see where Kelvin comes into play. So let's do it. I have a remote. Ah. I am 129 pages in, and I was gonna update you at the end of the last chapter. There's like 112 pages in, but I actually just like got to a part where I was like, oh, I want to keep reading this. Which, I don't know, maybe harsh. How many pages is this? 303. So it took over a third for me to kind of feel invested in anything. So I feel like it's probably definitely just gonna be a 3 unless something really crazy happens in here. I did though read up to the point where I am in the synopsis so I can know what I can tell you. So basically Jazz, she's just like a really small time smuggler. She had a falling out with her dad, so she no longer lives with him on the moon. She moved out when she was a teenager, and you're like not allowed to be homeless in Artemis. You'll get deported back to Earth. So she was kind of hiding out. She stayed with a boyfriend for a while who was a shitty dude. Shocking. So she just gets a job as a porter, transporting packages, and she eventually starts smuggling. We don't really know. I think I'm kind of just getting into an inkling of how that started. Not a lot of money coming in, and really Jazz is just a lazy human. She wants to be rich and she doesn't want to work hard. She had all of these job offers. She could have been an engineer, she could have been a welder, she could have been all of these things. Pretty much everyone wanted her, and she didn't want to do it because she wants high reward with a very, very little to do. She gets a job offer from someone she smuggles for that pretty much bumps her from being smuggler to criminal mastermind. Pretty much is what she would have to do to pull this off. But the guy is going to pay her, I think it's like 1 million slugs, which were called soft landed grams, so it's not even really true currency. You can change anything. It's like a basic conversion. You can change euros, anything, into slugs. She just wants to be rich, so she agrees to do this, and I don't really know where it's gonna go from there. She just started, or she just kind of messed up what she was supposed to be doing, so obviously we're gonna take a turn and I'm gonna see where it goes from there. But I am starting to get a little invested. Like, I've reached a point where I'm like, ooh, I could keep reading. So I think maybe I will read a chapter more of this, and then I'm gonna hop into Blood on the Tracks, because already 128 pages left, not left, in 29, whatever it was. I have a little under 3 hours before I need to leave for work, and it's really only gonna take me like less than 45 minutes to get ready. So maybe I will read one more chapter of this and then I'll hop into this, but also, like, do I want to save feeling invested for when I pick it up again? Because like this last chapter was kind of a cliffhanger, but I think I want to read one more. I have less than 50 pages to go before I hit my 170 for the day, so that is pretty good. If you can hear vacuuming, I'm sorry. We're not getting a scenery change today because it's my roommate's work from home day, and the like back half of our living room is the office area, so I don't want to be yapping out there while they're on meetings and stuff. But I think it's cleaning hour. They have a little too much ADHD to just I don't know what this is about, so let's find out together. I usually don't read synopses, but I feel like for a manga I can. What I know is what was in, like I said, Katie Coulson's Day 7 vlog for Summerween. So it seems like it's gonna be just this boy's toxic relationship with his mother, and it's probably gonna be like a little psychological, and then I think Katie said it was autobiographical, so I feel like that part is gonna be really horrifying. But let's just read this because it's only like 3 little paragraphs, so I'm just gonna do it. Seichi's mother loves him very much. I think that's how you say his name. And his days pass with placid regularity. School, friends, even the attention of his attractive classmate Fukashi. That's not right because there's 2 eyes and I know I'm not phonetically saying that. Until one terrible summer day that all changes. Shuzo Oshimi, who wrote The Flowers of Evil, delivers his most unsettling work yet. The tale of a seemingly normal family suddenly swallowed up by everyday creeping horror. Gorgeous art and understated script only serve to heighten the tension as we watch Seichi Osabe's life spiral into nightmare. So we'll see. Actually, that just made me excited, so I'm not gonna pick this back up. Maybe if I finish this really fast, I will. I don't know how it's gonna go. I'm probably not gonna update you during it because I feel like it's gonna be quick. I don't know how to vlog a manga. I've never read one. I'll update you when I'm done, probably. I think I'm gonna do it. I'm kind of excited. I'm nervous. What if I hate it? I want to get to the recent volumes. Like, I want to know. I'm having FOMO. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna read it. I'll see you soon. Bye. I already read out of order. Like, I assumed it still would have moved this way, but I think I need to move this way. Also, I thought this was in black and white. Oh, it is. Is this like a little prelude? Interesting. Okay, we'll see. Maybe it'll take me longer because I'm going to keep reading it wrong. Okay, goodbye. That's so cool. Okay, maybe I'm just gonna leave you on for a little while. I can't tell if these kids are his friends or if they're bullies. But they pantsed him. Cute girl. Everyone else has their last name on their shirt, but I thought that was her first name. You're telling me you call your crush by her last name? I want ramen with pickled ginger. Is that supposed to be creepy, or am I just assuming it's creepy? Why do his aunt's teeth look like that? Every single one. That's what her teeth look like. They have crushes. I think I know where this is going. I'm probably wrong. Okay, I'm on chapter 5, but I need to eat before work. 137 pages in, so page goal complete. It's really protective, overbearing mom, and I'm interested to see how that is gonna progress. Okay, I'm gonna go eat. Okay, so it is now, time is 3:48 on day 1 of the full moon readathon, and I have to leave for work very shortly. Once you talk in a room, Duncan needs to come join. So I read a couple more chapters of Artemis. So I am now 173 pages in. And this is the first time ever where I'm feeling a disconnect from Andy Weir's writing, and like, I think maybe part of it is that it's a woman, because there was this one line. My plan was working. I giggled like a little girl. Hey, I'm a girl, so I'm allowed. Plus, no one was watching. Like, it's simply a woman being written by a man, and I don't like it. But that being said, I am a little more invested in the plot at this point. We're trying to figure out what's going on. I haven't read any more of the synopsis, so I don't really want to tell you much more than I did earlier. I'm really enjoying it. And the little part of the moon where she lives on, like her bubble, their living quarters are like simply just like a bunk. You can't even stand in it. It's just a bunk with like a little shelf in it, and like there's a communal bathroom and everything, but they call them coffins, and I'm like, that's so Jan. So that's a fun little aspect. I'm like, how much of this readathon and these vlogs can we just make to be Jan coded? How many? Oh my god, also, did I ever mention that the back of this t-shirt says this is the Banty of a killer because it's the Twilight font? Incredible. Blood on the tracks. I'm gonna stay parked at chapter 5 at 137 pages. So I still have like almost 70 or 80 of this left. Just for some, I keep holding it backwards, just for some quick pages tomorrow. Because this is going better than I thought. And I think I can end these two both tomorrow because tomorrow I work at 5. So as long as I can wake up a little early and start reading, I think I can do it. That being said, this will probably be the shortest of these vlogs just because it's the manga. I was gonna do a TBR video for this whole readathon, but just life happened and it didn't happen. So we're just gonna do it really quick now in this video. So let me grab all the books. Okay, so right now, like we talked about in the beginning, I am reading for The Mummy, Moon Phase currently. So that is the paperback book and a book that you have had for a long time. Artemis has been sitting on my shelves since 2017. So for The Clown, we're doing a book with humor and then a book with a colorful cover. So a book with humor is actually a psychological thriller, but it sounds funny to me, and that is The Mustache by Emmanuel Carrère. This is translated from French. I think it was written in like the 80s or 90s, maybe 86. And we are following a man who one day decides to shave his mustache that he's had forever just to kind of like see what his friends and his wife will say, and none of them notice. And at first he thinks they're all pulling a prank on him, but then no one keeps noticing, and he kind of just like slowly descends into madness. So I don't think it's supposed to be humorous, but it sounds hysterical. I'm a little worried because sometimes with translated fiction I can feel a bit of a disconnect, but this is on my 24 in 2024, so I gotta read it. And then for colorful cover, we're doing Little Rot by Akwaeke Emeze because I love them, and what a perfect reason to read this book. I was gonna say an excuse. I don't need an excuse. So I don't know what this is about, except it starts at like a sex party in the Nigerian underbelly is what it said, in Nigeria's underbelly, and something goes wrong and 6 people's lives get altered forever. And then for the wolf moon phase, I don't know if they're supposed to be called moon phases. I watched the announcement video a long time ago, but I'm calling them phases. For the wolf one, the first one, Easy, is a wolf involved. I'm gonna read Such Sharp Teeth by Rachel Harrison. This has been sitting on my shelf for a while. It is the only werewolf book I think that I have, but I think Jan loves this one a lot. So I'm really excited for this one. Allie read it for Summerween and she really liked it too. So I'm excited to jump into this. I've never read a Rachel Harrison, so I wanna see if I like her writing. And then this is the one where I'm torn, where I think I'm gonna try a chapter because it's a special edition or alternate cover. And at first I was like, I only have one on my entire shelf and I have absolutely zero desire to read it whatsoever. Like I do not want to read it. And that one is Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies. And it's this like Barnes & Noble exclusive edition with deckled edges. And I haven't been much in, I used to be such a fantasy girly. And just recently I haven't been in the mood. Just don't think it's my fixation at the moment. And so I can't tell if like, I'm just no longer interested in this and I don't want to read it, or if I'm just like not in the mood for fantasy and I don't want to read it. And then the other one I have, which I just realized the other day I have, Barnes & Noble gave this to me for free because I bought so much. And it's the Barnes & Noble exclusive edition of Dreadful by Caitlin Rosakis. So I'm gonna try the first chapter of both of these and see which one I pick up. I think it's gonna be this one. This one also probably could have fit for funny, but that's what we're doing it for. This is like someone's waking up in some dread evil wizard's lair with no eyebrows and no memory, and it turns out that they're the evil wizard. That's all I know, but it is a special edition, so it fits. And then the one I'm most excited for, but I have to save it for last because I have an idea that I want to do, is The Raven. And The Raven is a classic. So I have James Baldwin's Giovanni's Room. I think I own like 2 other James Baldwins. They're both in storage and I've never read anything by him, but I keep collecting them. So time to pick it up. It is. And then the second prompt for that one is a book by an author you love, which this is why I can't wait to get to this one. I cannot freaking wait to pick up I Was a Teenage Slasher. I just can't. I'm so thrilled to get to this. I can't wait. So these are these two. The reason we are saving this one for last is because as of right now, the way my TBR is broken down, we are perfectly half and half for BIPOC authors, and I do not want to fuck that up. So I refuse to replace Giovanni's Room. But if we end with enough time for me to read something else, let me just grab it off the shelf here, Carmilla, because how can I not read Carmilla for a Jan readathon? Like, how can you not? It's been sitting on my shelf. I haven't picked it up yet. So if we have time at the end of this readathon, ooh, who gave this to me? Jordan, thank you, Jordan. If I can, we're gonna fit this in too. So the end of my next vlog after all of these is gonna be a goal correction anyways, because the readathon I did in the beginning of the year really fucked up my half and half for BIPOC, and that's like the one goal I refuse to fail. So I'm gonna do a correction vlog for that after this anyways, but I still refuse to not have these books be half and half. I'm just not gonna do it. Not gonna do it. So whatever. I don't know what order I'm gonna read the other 2 prompts in, the clown or the wolf. We'll find out when we get to that vlog. I'm like leaving the frame and talking. It's probably just gonna be whatever I feel like picking up tomorrow after I finish everything else. That's how I'm gonna choose. How is this battery gonna die already? That's insane. So also really quick, oh, easy peasy, beautiful. All I have to do is post a reading wrap up so far. That's like my 3rd phase is an activity. So my 3rd for Mummy is post a reading wrap up so far. I'll probably just post it on my Instagram story once I finish those books and pick up whatever my 3rd one is gonna be. This battery is gonna die and I have to leave for work, and this is once again too long of a clip. So I will see you all probably tomorrow morning. I hope you are having an amazing day. And if you're doing this readathon, since this should be up earlier in the week, I hope you are having an amazing full moon readathon. And the battery died, as I said, I'll see you soon, but I'll see you soon. Just me covering my work logo. I also forgot to say, my page count is 310 pages for the day. I didn't think we were gonna do that many, even with the manga. So go team. Also, like, look at my stupid little egg head. This is how I go to work, with a stupid little egg head. I'm not happy about it. Okay, goodbye. All right, hello everybody. It is August 2nd now, and it is 2:56 p.m. and I just spent my morning finishing both of these, so let's talk about them. First of all, Artemis. This is a 2.5 star. It's like, I can't give it anything else other than that. My first line of my Goodreads review is, this has been on my TBR shelf since 2017 and it should have stayed there. This just, it really suffered from woman written by a man syndrome, or whatever you want to call it, and I feel like in Project Hail Mary, Andy Weir wrote from a woman's perspective and it was not this bad, but this was bad. Also, it's so high stakes, but like no one gets really injured, no one dies, and I just find that so unrealistic. Like, you're telling me you're kind of like you're dueling a bunch of people on the moon and no one's gonna die? Not a one. Like, there's deaths and they happen in this little part, and then when all of the bad shit goes down in the last half, everyone just comes away mostly unscathed. And I think Andy Weir kind of has a tendency to do that sometimes. What we're never gonna get over is, my plan was working. I giggled like a little girl. Hey, I'm a girl, so I'm allowed. Besides, no one was watching. Like, she's supposed to be 26 years old and she just comes off like a 13-year-old, and I feel like sometimes Andy Weir, even with all of the science, it comes off a little YA, which is maybe why some of the science parts are so easy to read and digest for people who don't read a lot of sci-fi, but this one really wasn't for me. I can see why a lot of people didn't like it. I enjoyed the audiobook narration, that was good, but just overall really not my jam. But then moving on, I should have finished this while recording yesterday, because oh my god, guys, I don't really know how to rate manga. Obviously, this is my first manga. I think it's maybe like a 4-star, but I also think that maybe I will leave it unrated because I don't know how to rate manga, but I do know I'm definitely going to be continuing with this because I literally, my face when I got to, like, if you've read this, you know, I was just like, I loved this. This was really good. I guess it would be 4-star if I was gonna read it, but I still don't know if I am. I think I just need to read some more manga before I feel like I can be judge and jury, you know? That being said, this is like giving unhealthy toxic relationship with mommy, like Bates Motel, and I'm here for it. So this was really, really fun. I finished it right after I finished this, so at least I have like something like fun to read in my day now. So that was really good. It is currently almost 3. I have to leave for work at 4:30 and I'm the 5 to 1 a.m. so I'll be there till 2 a.m. and then tomorrow I'm 2 p.m. to 1 a.m. so the fact that both yesterday and today were ahead on the page goals is good because I don't think that that trend is gonna continue into this weekend, especially because the dog like really hates bugs. So he's bugging. I locked him out, but you can probably still hear him running around and tippy-tappying. What was I saying? Page goals. Duncan, no. Go lay down. No. Okay, sorry, I had to move Duncan into a room that didn't have bugs in it. Okay, but we are ahead on the page goals, which is good because also I'm the 2 to 1 on Saturday and then I'm noon to 6 on Sunday. So usually when my schedule is like this, I read absolutely nothing on Sunday. Like all of my normal page goals go out the window because I'm just so tired. And my lovely monthly visitor has arrived this morning, so I'm even more tired. I really have done nothing today. It's also 91 degrees outside and like 90% humidity. So disgusting. I'm gonna have to be outside at work enough. Let me pull up the math since we are talking about the page goals. So today I ended at 202 and yesterday was 310. So we're doing pretty good at the 170. And I also realized today, like I pulled all the page numbers off of Goodreads because I wasn't in the room with the books. And like Goodreads thinks this is 340 something pages and it's 303. So I honestly probably have to read less than what my math is, but we're still gonna aim for what the math is so we can hopefully get to Carmilla at the end of these 13 days. I don't know what our next vlog is gonna be because this is now the end of this vlog. We've finished this phase, so we're saving the Raven for last because we're hoping I can fit in 2 classics. So I either have the wolf or clown. So we're either gonna start with the mustache or such sharp teeth. And I don't know which one I want. I think maybe such sharp teeth. I'll be more motivated to read in this hectic work schedule. So maybe we're gonna go for the wolf first. You'll find out whenever the vlog goes up. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is what I've read so far. Okay, the manga thing is really throwing me off. These are what I have read so far for the full moon readathon. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you soon with another full moon readathon vlog. Bye!